23 cheap yet easy hacks for Minecraft. And these hacks get progressively more helpful as the video goes on, starting with this new way to never get lost again. In the past, we've called the lodestone an expensive item, because really it is. But now, because lodestones have changed, their crafting recipe in the latest snapshot only requiring an iron ingot instead of a netherite ingot, they're a lot cheaper. And it makes sense that they burn in lava. So if I take my compasses and I bind them to these three, now you can see it guides me to all those, and then I take my bundle, swallow those up, and now I can always see these compasses for important locations. Now granted, I can't hover over them and see which one's which, you'd have to know the order, but isn't that pretty cool? And then I could just take out all my compasses like that. So you can have multiple different waypoints bound to your bundle. I mean, you could put a lot of them in here, up to 64 if you wanted to. That's a lot. I feel like that would start to look like the control panel on a pilot's plane. So the idea is that it doesn't give more resources, but we're gonna optimize what you have. So for example, coal and charcoal cook 8 items, the planks cook 1.5, and logs also cook 1.5 items. So never cook with logs ever. First, you'd want to turn them into planks, and then cook the logs with planks to get charcoal, giving us even better returns. Also, another thing worth noting, this is a little bonus cheap hack, you can't cook with crimson blocks. If you turn those stems into planks, planks into ladders, like so, then I can smelt with ladders. I mean, it's not gonna be a great return, but it certainly works. Axe math. This is the fact that the axe, regardless of which axe you're using, does the exact same attack damage. Look at this, I didn't even realize this. Now they have different attack speeds for sure. It gets a little faster with the diamond one. The difference between an unenchanted stone axe and an unenchanted diamond axe is nothing for damage. So just craft up a stone axe and you've already got something that's gonna be better than your diamond sword in all cases. I mean, nothing can top the king. All those axes, they're gonna be exactly the same for damage. Yeah, that's that was deserved. What we've got here is fence gates, because if you're selective with how you use your fence gates, switching between fences and walls like so, then regardless of if we can walk through it, the pigs and other mobs cannot. Even chickens, which have a smaller hitbox, you're gonna have to push them through to get them through. So the chickens themselves, if I get some like seeds or something, they're not gonna convince their way out. But if I wanted to then nudge one out in particular, say, okay, we need something for lunch. Don't worry, honey, I brought back a full roast. I mean, this is an expensive wall, but look at that. We got our, just for one wall, a cobblestone wall here, you can walk through, no problem. No other mobs are gonna get through. It's pretty nice. Now, this is a great build hack. It gives a point to our lily pads too, because we can place lily pads on water and then place a block on top of it. That lets us start building our ship or whatever we want on top of the water without ever having to go and just build straight up from down here. I mean, the alternative, it speaks for itself, really. You just want to place one lily pad that you can get back, or do you want to do this whole stack just to get up to the same level? And plus, it ruins the water. If you're in a very deep ocean, this gets annoying fast. Now, wooden tools, as soon as we have them, we usually just throw them away. I mean, what would be the point of keeping them along, especially when they're starting to lose their durability? But luckily for us, durability doesn't matter for smelting. So instead of getting rid of that wooden pickaxe as soon as you get the stone one, why not just smelt it with that first piece of iron that you're getting? Or use it with your wood to get charcoal. I don't think anyone makes a full set of wooden tools like this anyway. Maybe if you're using like the /kit command on a server, we at least make a wooden pickaxe, and if you want to, cook it up. Use all parts of the pickaxe, is what I always say, Observer. Here we've got the gold helmet versus the iron helmet, which is a completely pointless debate because they both give you the exact same amount of armor. Look at that, +2 armor when you wear them. So if you want to save your iron for something else, you could just wear gold if you have gold. Or if you're in like a PvP server and you're thinking that you need to upgrade, you really don't. Unless durability matters, then otherwise, I would just use the gold. Ah, marvelous. See, Observer, your golden helmet looks great on you. Don't let your crown tip, king. So the idea here is that you shouldn't be trying to convert your concrete before you go and use it as a building block, but instead, in places where you can, use it as something to build with, and then all you're gonna have to do, save your pickaxe durability, is just flood water over the top of it. And look at that, we've built with concrete, just like so. Now, this is something that you might not have noticed down in the mine shaft, but actually, if you test it out, it's that rails will break the pathfind. Watch out, Observer. Rails will break the pathfinding of mobs. So even though Observer and I are in survival mode, they don't think that they can walk through this because there's a rail there. But now that it's not, they realize that they actually can walk through, and as soon as they're on it, they will walk through. But up until then, we can live just fine. I mean, just fine. I am on fire. You're already gonna be coming across rails down here anyway. Might as well use them where you can. You can do this in your house too. Just put like a string of rails right here, just like that. Completely safe from any zombies that might be out here. Wait, is Observer gonna be fine? Yeah, look at that. I would have personally wanted to trap him on the side with the sun, but you know, that's why you have knockback 5 billion steak. Do you know camels are good for combat, Observer? No joke, if I'm on a camel like this, then 2 tall mobs can't actually hit me. Now on a horse, baby mobs can't hit you, but just like this, riding on a camel, I'm completely safe, unscathed. I just go and want to hit them off? Okay, as soon as I hit them, they get a little too tall. So that might not be good. You might want to have some knockback like Observer does. Observer, knock away these heathens. This is my bodyguard. Ow. Okay, dude, thanks. Is the heathen in the room with us now? Jeez. But there you go. Completely safe, and you can bring a friend. Here we've got from camel combat to creeper combat. Since the idea here is that by using just a shield, we can use the creepers to kill other mobs. Look at that. I just took down the entire wave right there. Oh, okay. And the wave took down me. Easy come, easy go, I guess. But just by using this one shield, you can keep yourself completely safe from the creeper. Reinforcements. There we go. Yeah, knock them off into the stratosphere, Observer. Just like that. For the price of a little bit of durability, we can keep ourselves safe. And if you're in large caves, I highly recommend that. You don't even have to waste your sword. Just use a strategically placed creeper and you're all good. You know, hypothetically. Here we've got the warped fungus versus the hoglin. Just by placing down one of these singular warped fungi, we can scare off any of the hoglins that come nearby. Apparently because they think it smells bad, which I just think is just great. And just like that, that's all it's gonna take to keep ourselves safe, because otherwise these could be a really tough foe to go against. But just one of them, all good. It also means you can safely run back to your nether portal if you were to place down a couple of these. So if you spawned in Crimson Forest, you might want to at least bring something from the warped forest before you go any deeper. Look at that. Now they're just in a corner like, man, that guy sucks. And his mushroom smells terrible. Another nether tip, killing blazes without any weapons. Because we can kill off a blaze. It's one of the few mobs that we actually can kill using exclusively snowballs. Just one of these snowballs does 3 damage per hit on the blaze. So if you're good with your aim, unlike me, you can kill them off pretty easily. This is embarrassing. I actually deserve to die to this blaze. I'm sorry. And that way, if you were to die and lose all your items while going and blaze hunting, really, who cares? You're just losing snowballs. And if you have a snow farm, you're all covered. It's also just kind of fun to rapid fire off at them. And if I had myself a looting 3 sword, then as a matter of fact, I hold this in my main hand, throw with my offhand. I even get the looting applied without using any of my sword's durability. Here we've got a point about the Guardian's line of sight. So you can prevent a Guardian's attack by just placing blocks. So he's gonna start blasting me. Bam, completely throw off your line of sight. How about that, huh? So if you're not exactly swift swimming like I am right now, literally just a block. Oh yeah, that's the strategy right there. I feel like I'm build battling on him. Oh, I'm cranking 90s, Observer. Oh, I feel like I'm turning 90 with that reference. No, okay, this is getting a little intense. I'll just build my hidey hole and look, I'm completely safe. Not a single Guardian can hit me. Yeah, you're welcome to join. Now, you won't be able to tell this build hack unless we had the glass here. We're actually using upper half slabs as a way of making our floor. And this way, we get double the amount of floor blocks and you don't lose your form at all. It all looks great. Very nice. What I personally have done in the past, it gets a little hard to clean up on. But let's say that you got like a brewing stand or something. Then what I could do, if I make both of those full blocks and then I waterlog this one, I've got a hidden water source right there. So I can just get my bottles, fill up for brewing. You're none the wiser. It does make changing out the floor kind of annoying though. And now we got an infinite water source, as Observer showing. The composter house. Now, it doesn't sound like the most romantic thing to live in, but just going in here and flipping the lid, now the mobs can't attack me. In fairness, my legs and head are sticking out. I'm just fine. I can scarcely believe this is working, but I'm just okay. Thanks. Wow. It is a little intimidating that one trapdoor is all that keeps me from no less than the entire cast of The Walking Dead. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. You flipped the lid and now I'm gonna flip my lid. So the idea here is that bamboo can be crafted into most, if not all, of the useful wood products. And for example, we're talking about chests, barrels, our signs, sticks, anything you're talking about, pistons, doors, jukeboxes. We're starting to fall off a little bit here. Composters, not exactly useful, you know, but you can craft them with the bamboo. And it is the fastest thing to farm in the game. I mean, it just gets ridiculous going against this and just taking all of the bamboo. You can have it auto farmed with pistons and flying machines. It really gets ridiculous. But even if you're not, just go against a bamboo forest or plant down a couple of these yourself and insta break it with a sword. But just, if you're gonna do this, don't make the mistake of crafting it into mosaic bamboo. You can't use that for anything except spaghetti. Campfires will cook for free forever. No fuel's needed after the crafting. So if I were to just go through and have a bunch of these, I can go hibachi style and just have all of the different pork chops I ever could want. I mean, this is just fantastic, folks. You really can't beat just having all of your food pop off exactly when it's ready. I mean, it is slower, sure, but it's also free. And I mean, come on. You don't even have to have any effort for it. It rocks. And by making lots of these, we can offset the time cost for them. And if you want to, even if I was to get rid of these, need to move space, I break one of these, I get the exact amount of charcoal that I used to craft it. So I'm actually not even wasting the wood in the process. I'm still getting charcoal. Boat name tags, which is to say that if I were to craft a boat, I can at least craft one of these. I can't craft a name tag. I could trade for them. That husk is now never going to despawn, meaning that if I want to have an iron farm, keep my zombies safe, I get one of these guys in there. Works great. Not going to despawn. I don't even need a name tag. Don't need villagers. Don't need nothing. And here we lured it in using these turtle eggs. And it's also just an easy way to kill them too, or easy way for them to kill me. I did not think this through very well. Now, because of the bundles that were recently added in the most recent drop, this lets us condense our storage down into just a couple of bundles like so. Here we go with our dropper. Look at this. I can even color code them. If you don't exactly have shulker boxes in the early game, craft one of these up with some leather and string, and you're good. I mean, they changed the recipe too. It's a lot better. It only costs 1 leather, 1 string. Now I got my valuables bundle, my seeds bundle, my fundle bundle, and I can even put them inside of a shulker box for added shulker functionality. I can't exactly add shulker boxes in shulker boxes. We've got the most storage that we've ever had in Minecraft now, thanks to bundles. You put on a couple observer? Oh, no, I just feel bad. Kind of just looks like potato chips that you're eating when the particles get thrown off. Just eating your Lays. The trial chambers have plenty of useful loot, but some of it might not actually even come from the trial vaults. Instead, where we get them from, it's a lot cheaper to just go after all the copper here. And one of the reasons that this is great is because all of these are waxed too. You don't even need honeycomb for this. You can get all the copper and all the different variants completely from this thing. But I can get my lightning rods here, copper bulbs too, at different oxidization stages, which can take a while of time as well. So getting them all just for the price of mining out this, that's nice. Alrighty, after swapping out all of the blocks inside of this trial chamber, we've got the grand totals of 123 waxed cut copper slabs, 4,367 copper blocks, 3,169 oxidized copper blocks, 1,324 oxidized cut copper blocks, 133 chiseled copper blocks, 621 copper grates, 164 copper bulbs, 283 oxidized cut copper stairs, 83 oxidized copper grates, 45,937 tough bricks, 4,679 polished tough, 97 oxidized copper trap doors, 145 chiseled tough blocks, 2,568 chiseled tough bricks, and exactly 1 wax oxidized chiseled copper, giving us the total amount of building blocks of 63,694. So keep your castle to those dimensions, I guess. Here we've got, bone meal. This is showing us how to get a free and almost unlimited supply of bone meal. Now, the reason being is that if we were to go inside a soul sand valley and start to mine away all these blocks, each one of these blocks that we're mining is giving us 9 things of bone meal, which then lets us fuel our farms for a really easy and cheap cost. And as soon as you're using this kind of startup bone meal, if you're putting this into a farm that you can then use the excess seeds in a composter to give you the remaining bone meal and start to sell fuel, there you go. Think of it like startup funds. This is a small loan of 1 million bone meal. The villager trading treadmill. The idea here is that we're going to take our villagers with their various goals, their various jobs. The trading order is sticks to emeralds with a Fletcher. From the weaponsmith, we can get diamond tools, as well as high-level enchantments from the librarian. And then if you want, you can get into selling string with fishermen and stuff. That gets even faster. Even if they try to fix villagers in the 1.14 update, they're still even more broken than they were before. And with that, folks, YouTube thinks that you might like this video. So see if they're right and have a good one. All right?